Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. Um, Interesting thing. Going through uh, old stuff, and I found this A&P coffee tin, and it's contained 1 pound of coffee, but it was a tin, and I can't picture in this day and age, buying coffee in a tin. It was very interesting, and I'll show that in a moment. My first 2 years of college, I worked at the A&P in Whippany, and I think this was like this as far as marketing blunders in corporate America history. A&P ranks right up there. Ranks right up there with Coca-Cola coming up with New Coke, Ford Motor Company coming up with from the Mustang to the Mustang 2, and A&P, which had this immense respect and dependability and quality foods, and they changed the name to WEO, W-E-O, Warehouse Economy Outlet. But they still did carry a lot of the A&P products. One of the things I remember so well about the A&P is at the end of every register, where you would have the big brown paper bags, there was a coffee grinder, and people would buy a bag of coffee beans, and then they would grind them right. I mean, if you can picture this, you're online to pay for your groceries, and the fella, or the man or woman, is bagging your groceries, and then they, grind your coffee for you right then and there. I mean, you can have fresher coffee on planet Earth. And they called it 8 o'clock coffee. Well, I started out but as a, in the frozen food department, as a worker. And what happened was, and I'm still in college, and after 2 months, the frozen food manager got transferred to another location, and they made me the frozen food manager. And I was working like 29 hours a week. So I got to order all the product, decide, space location or allocation of space based upon sales and that kind of thing. I remember A&P had their own brand of TV dinners, and then there was Swanson. I remember the A&P dinners, frozen food dinners, were all 39 cents each. And then the Swanson, they were 59 cents each. I don't know why I remember that. And then there was something called, I don't know why they called it this. It was called Tree Tavern Pizza, and they were 69 cents each. But I always wondered, why have the word tavern in the name of the pizza? I remember that one well. And then there was, the A&P had their own pot pie, chicken pot pie and beef pot pie, and they were 17 cents each. I don't know why I remember all this. And then the Swanson, or the Bird's Eye pot pies, single serving, they were 39 cents each. And I remember an older man used to come in on a regular basis, and I worked Saturday 8 to 5. I worked 29 hours a week, and went to school full time. I don't know how I did it. And this elderly man came in every Saturday morning. I always looked forward. I would. He usually came in about between 10 and 10:15 in the morning on Saturdays. So if I went down to the freezer first thing in the morning, I would try to make it so that I was on the floor between 10 and 10:15 Saturday mornings to see him. He was just this encyclopedia. He had worked all his life at the Whippany paper mill, which I know went out of business. And, you know, kind of like a man of common sense. And, here I am studying American literature and economics and marketing and business administration and biology and all the, and he was kind of like the book in the Bible, the book of Proverbs. He was like this elderly man walking around with the book of Proverbs, not so much in his mind, but in his heart. And he would share his wisdom with me. And I always cherished that. And I would talk to him for maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes every Saturday morning. But I remember Friday evening looking forward to seeing this elderly man at the A&P. And I think his name was John. And I called him by his first name. It was interesting because he was one of the first, I think he was the first elderly person that I called by their first name. I was 18. It was from 18 to 20 years old that I worked at the A&P. And I did the whole frozen food department by myself. I didn't have an assistant or a helper. And I don't know how I did it. Remember, I got the bulk of the product that sold a lot: the frozen orange juice, the frozen grape juice, concentrated, the pizzas, and the frozen dinners and the frozen pot pies. I remember them being the big sellers, and I would get them stocked up on Saturday. And then I worked during the week, when I didn't have classes. So I actually had a strategy so that, the like when I was at class, they didn't sell out on the pizzas. Interesting time. Very interesting time. Magical time. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the A&P coffee tin. That'll be fun. So here you have it, YouTube friends, the A&P coffee tin. Rather unassuming. And one kitty cat. This was not planned. He's so funny. So I keep a little cat food there for him. He's so funny. What's interesting here is there's no price on this. So what does this say? For percolator or coffee pot. Percolator grind. Okay, let's see what else is on here. superbly blended, hearty flavor. Let's see what it says here. A special blend of fine quality coffees, imported and roasted by America's largest coffee retailer. That's interesting. A&P was America's largest coffee retailer. That's interesting. The A&P coffee tin, red and white, with kind of these gold, little bit of gold, like shining, like it's like the A&P shining. I'm surprised they didn't put a little blue in the can, make it more patriotic. A&P. I remember how they used to do the letters, the A&P letters. What does it say on the brand? A&P brand coffee. Man, 1,000 memories. 1,000 memories. It's amazing how one little item, product, can bring back so many memories. And that A&P coffee tin just brought back 1,001 memories of that magical time of working at the A&P. And Saturday in the morning, you'd get a 15-minute break, then an hour lunch, and then in the afternoon, another 15-minute break. I remember I used to bring my lunch, brown bag my lunch, and go upstairs in the lunchroom. And there was a little corner there. There were maybe 3 tables. Yeah, I think it was about 3 tables, and each table had 4 chairs. But there were 4. There were 3 tables that had 4 chairs, and then in the far corner, there was this little table that had 2 chairs. It was real small, and I used to go in the corner and study in my lunch hour and my 15-minute breaks. But that's how much of a serious student I was. I would, every minute I had, I would study, and I got pretty good grades. I wasn't a straight A student. I was more like an A-B student, but sometimes I'd get a C. But I was right on that. I'd say like that 3. Back in the old days, 1 was a D, 2 was a C, 3 was a B, and 4 was an A. And it didn't even, if you took the honors or the real difficult classes, you didn't get extra points for that. So the highest anyone could ever get was a 4.0. Now they have a different system. They give you a higher number if you're taking the honors class and that kind of thing. But I was like that right at that zone of like a 3.4 student. I would make the dean's list, but just make it. Just make it. Just wow. I think 3.4 was it 3.4 or 3.5 was the dean's list. Whatever it was, I made it by was it the 10th to 100th, like either between 2 and 5 100th. Hold on, please. So Opie and Floyd just had a little tiff, so I had to check things out. So I'm going to close. As always, thanks for watching. Appreciate it very much. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the bell on the right-hand side. That gives you notifications when I put up new videos. So without further ado, stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive. This is Richard Mabey, signing off.